Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spiritual Journey podcast. My name is Nimish Radi, and I'm your host. I always like starting every episode by saying thank you. I feel so blessed with this podcast, the impact it's having, the people it's reaching. I started it as a passion project maybe 5.5 years ago, doing maybe one episode a month. And now I do 2 episodes a week. One either with my co-host Stacey or as a solo, and another one as a guest. And sometimes I'll throw in a meditation and do some additional episodes. But I have been for a while, at least doing 2 episodes a week. And I love doing it. It's my way of giving back. Nothing is scripted, nothing is edited. Whatever comes through, comes through. And if you're a regular listener, thank you. Welcome back. And if you're new to this podcast, welcome. If any of you have any feedback, please let me know. Feedback's always a blessing. And actually, if there's anything you want me to do differently, had some feedback on the sound that's coming through recently, so I try to make some adjustments for that. And yes, any feedback you have, any topics you want us to cover, let me know. Anyone you think that could be a good guest, again, let me know. I feel blessed with this podcast. I get a lot of people reaching out wanting to be a guest. So, but yeah, I am an Akashic record reader. I'm an Akashic trainer. I'm a podcast host as well as a podcast creator, and I'm a spiritual coach and mentor. And what I get to do is I get to guide people on their spiritual journey. I get to hold your space. Are you truly understanding who you are, what your soul committed to, the programming you need to release, guide you to become the core of who you're meant to be? And I feel like everyone's going through a shift at the moment. The universe is pushing us to be the best version of ourselves, to release the things we're holding on to. And now's the best time to get a mentor and guide. If it's not me, someone else resonates, then trust your intuition. But if something on my voice touches your heart and soul, then reach out, book a free discovery call. I'd love to take you through what I do. And I just want to mention, I do have a retreat coming up in the UK. So if you can make it to the UK, or you're in the UK, you can make it to Glastonbury. I have a 3.5-day event coming up on Friday to Monday, 5th, 8th of June. It's a soul spa. It's a beautiful healing space for your soul. Over 3.5 days, I'll guide you to you through a series of things like guided meditations, like opening the Akashic Records. I plan to teach a beautiful technique called ABC, Accessing Body's Consciousness. It's a way of connecting to you and taking that part of you out there, maybe blocking you, and having a conversation. So much knowledge transfer around soul contracts, about dark night of the soul, whatever else comes up. And you either have the option of coming the full 4 days, which is the Friday to the Monday, or also have a second option of coming on the Saturday and Sunday. It really is. It's going to be a small group, and it's a beautiful place to heal. And Glastonbury is such a healing space. We're going to be on the grounds of Glastonbury Abbey House. You have access to the nature there. You have access to the deep ancestral energy there. I'm sure we'll be doing some work in nature and all the rest of it. So yeah, if you can make it, reach out. I can share you the details. It's going to be £444 if you're coming for the full 4 days, $299 if it's just for the 2 days. Reach out. If you've been looking for something, if you're looking for a safe space, a safe community, maybe this is perfect for you. So this week you have the second episode in a row where you get to have me solo instead of with normal Monday episodes with Stacey. Normal service will be resumed next week, and yeah, I just felt wanted to do a couple of solo episodes, and just happened to work out at a time when Stacey had a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, and it just feels like a follow-on to last week's conversation. So this week I'm going to talk about you can't force what's not ready. And I thought of this topic because I feel like everybody's going through so much. I feel like everybody's like, I'm trying. I've done so much work. I've done all this work. I've healed so much. I've released all this karma, but I still feel stuck. Last week I talked about that space. That space that's in between. And this really is a connected episode. It's different, but it's connected. And I think you'll find with a lot of the episodes we've done recently, especially the ones either with me or with me and Stacey, they're all connected. I do believe the void is sacred. I do feel this time is sacred. And, I feel like our souls work so hard for this space. We've healed so much as humans. And I do feel like for many of us, there's a disconnect. The human wants to know so much more about what's happening right now, wants to control it, wants to understand it. And the spirit and the soul, your higher self, or whatever you want to call it, is ready to move forward, is ready to shift. And this is where, when I talked about last week about talking to your ego, talking to the human, letting your human know that it doesn't need to control this phase. You're letting your ego know that it doesn't need to keep you safe. And that's why, as we dive into this week's topic about you can't force what's not ready, it feels like an important and connected topic, right? Why right now, trying harder, trying new things, doing more, doesn't mean that you're going to move forward. I feel like we try so many things, and the scattergun approach isn't really the way to go right now. And deep aligned actions that are connected to you, that feel right, is really the way to go. And I really do, and I talked about this last week, I feel like whatever action we take right now is foundational. It kind of creates a platform for whatever's coming next. And, when I say that, at the same time, you got to trust your intuition. Just because you make a decision now, it's perfect for this moment. But it doesn't mean you can't go a different direction in the future. Every decision you make is a learning curve, right? There's no right and wrong. If you feel like you made a wrong decision, how much have you learned from that decision? But we've been trained to force outcomes. So if something's not working, let's try something else. And keep trying. But sometimes there's an element of divine timing. And continuing to force, actually, what if that's taking you away from aligned action? Because sometimes you're going to take action and also let it come to fruition. You've got to let it fester for a while. Let it. It's like planting a seed. Let the seed bloom. Let it come out. But it really is about trusting your intuition, trusting your heart, switching from I think to I feel. So if you're thinking about doing something, switch it. How do I feel about it? Because forcing outcomes, there's a divine timing right now. We have more support and help than ever before, which means we have to trust. So if you feel like you're on the right path and you're taking aligned actions, then don't stop. And trust your intuition. And if you're getting a voice to say, let me do something else, where's that voice coming from? Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? If it's heavy, it's probably from your ego. This is the thing. For some of us, it's harder to distinguish between aligned and fear-driven because everything feels pressurized. But if you slow down, you breathe, you become present in your energy, and then you ask the question, how you feel inside? Muscle testing it, kind of really, how does your body feel about the action you're thinking of taking? It'll give you such a big clue. If it fills you with fear, then it's probably the wrong decision. If it feels light, if it excites you, then do it. The other thing you got to bear in mind, and this is the phase we've been in for a while, is like we've been in this holding pattern, this void. But I'll always say, what if your guides, what if the universe, what if God's soul, whatever is working on something that's so amazing? It's like some things are delayed because they're being created. What if the universe is creating something so magical, it just takes time to create? So I think I used this phrase last week, God's delays are not God's denials. Source's delays are not source's denials. Just because something's delayed doesn't mean you're denied. And this is what I said, the humans are uncomfortable right now. So sometimes when you feel frustrated, about this phase, it's because you're trying to control the outcome. You're trying to control the timing. The human wants a roadmap, wants to know what the next 5 steps are, wants action, wants results straight away. And by the way, the results may be coming in, then maybe it's coming in a different way. And it's like when you have the strong self-care, when you're kind of being present, doing meditation and doing time in nature, you're being careful what you feed yourself, and it's not food. What you watch, who you spend time with, that's when it allows you to be present. And from that space, you can take aligned action. It's like so many of us want to do a bypass. You want results quickly. You've got to do the work. And sometimes that work is all the time. That work is self-care. So as we talk about this topic, what's your self-care like? How much time do you spend with you? How much time have you spent to get to know this version of you? How much time have you spent in nature? How much time have you spent in meditation? How much time have you spent journaling? How much time are you doing? Physical activity is important, the vessel for your soul. All of that gives you this peace. And from there, you can switch from I think to I feel. You can make more aligned action. This isn't phased for certainty, right? The human wants certainty, wants guarantees before moving. There are no guarantees. We're going through a phase like we've never been before. So there are no guarantees. But there is beauty. There is passion. There's love. We're getting so much love from our guides from the other realms right now. By the way, you don't always feel that in the human realm. I get it. For many of us, I'm sure our friend circles are much smaller. But this is the time to manifest a new soul family. Those people that raise your vibration, that you can be yourself. If you have people around you right now where you have to lower your vibration, or you're not yourself, you have to be somebody else. They're not the right people. If you look at the closest people in your world, 5, 7, whatever number you pick, you feel the energy individually. You say, okay, let me connect with this person's energy. Is my soul contract with them complete? What are they here to teach me? And if your soul contract is complete and whatever they're here to teach you is complete, then maybe that soul contract is ready to release. And the other thing to ask is, how do I feel around them? Do they lift my energy? Do they drain my energy? Do I have to be somebody I'm not to be around them? These sort of questions are really, really important. Because the thing is, your soul, your spirit, doesn't need guarantees. Your soul's worked lifetimes to be here. So there's no guarantees. This is all new. This energy, this vibration we're feeling is different. And the more that we can flow, the more we can ride the wave. Because forcing creates resistance and exhaustion. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling drained, then you've got to challenge yourself. Well, hold on a second. Am I forcing something here? Am I trusting? Maybe have a conversation with your human or your ego and say, how are you feeling? I'm not telling you to ignore your ego or your human. I'm actually asking you to talk to them and take them with you on a journey. Because the more you're in alignment, the more that you create movement. And it may still feel slow, by the way. But here's the other thing, is your expectations. If you expect things to come a certain way and you get frustrated when it doesn't, what if the universe is creating something totally different? But because you're so focused on your expectations of how life should be, you're missing the opportunities, you're missing the magic. Consider what new opportunities are you getting? Maybe more messages. What's your intuition telling you? The people you're meeting recently, if they light you up. Because I feel like we're in a space where if we've created space in our world, the universe is sending us new people. Are you open to that? Trust is a big, big it's a big word always, but it's actually trusting you, trusting your guides, trusting your journey. I get it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we want movement. It feels like we've been in this holding pattern for so long. But this is your time to trust. This phase is definitely teaching us about patience. I've known for, whenever I enter the records, and certainly early on, that one of my biggest lessons in this lifetime is patience. I'm told that my energy comes across quite calm, that doesn't mean I'm patient. Doesn't mean that I trust in my journey for sure. But do I want it to happen sometimes quick? Yes, I do. Do I work on surrendering and trusting the journey? Yes, I do. Discernment. We're all on this human journey. We all want to, we're a soul having a human experience. And sometimes we want to bypass the human experience. We want to just kind of like, you know what? When this phase is done, when I feel more comfortable, then I'll be happy. It doesn't work that way. We're a soul having a human experience. The experience is in the moment, not in next week, next month, even in a minute's time. I feel like there's so many souls, so many beings that are waiting to be on this planet. It may not feel like it, but you're blessed to be here. You're needed, you're wanted. And you were chosen to be here during this highly auspicious transformational time. I do feel this is the beginning of a cycle. I don't know how long this cycle is going to last. I feel like it's the beginning of a big cycle, which may last a while. But that's what I'm saying. This phase is foundational. You're really being asked to stop chasing and start listening. What are you chasing anyway? And the thing is, if you want this phase to finish quicker, I don't know even sure what that means, but the quicker you internalize your messages and you trust your intuition, that's what I mean by stop chasing and start listening. Once you integrate the lessons of this phase, then that's when the next phase begins. This is why I challenge you about the people in your life. This is why I challenge you about your expectation. About what are you holding on to? Because it's the other thing. What are you holding on to? Your expectations. What did you expect of yourself at this moment, at this time? And are you still holding on to those expectations? Because the thing is that the version of you that made those expectations doesn't exist anymore. So you've got to, as much as possible, leave those expectations at the door. And the other thing that's happening right now is everything we've learned, everything that's in our mind, everything that's in our ego, actually in many ways is keeping us stuck. Because this next phase isn't going to come from your mind. It isn't going to come from what you've learned in this lifetime. Because the reality is, what you've learned in this lifetime is going to this point. But what's going to create the new life is going to be channeled. It's going to come from a different space. It's going to be something new. So yes, what you've learned helps you. But what's coming next is more likely to come from your intuition. You have more access to knowledge that can be channeled from your ancestors, from your guides, more knowledge from other realms that's available now than ever before. And this is why I always talk about, AI and things like that. You can use AI to assist. Of course, you can use it to partner with you. But your first thing should always come from inside. You should always sit with yourself and how does it make you feel? If you want to expand on any intuition you get, any kind of, then sure, that's where you use AI and other. But it's something to collaborate with, not to lead with. So if you're looking to AI for all the answers or Google or whatever, then actually I challenge you to trust your intuition first. Like I said, you have the ability to channel your own truth at such a deeper level, at a soul level, not a human level. Last week's episode, the solo one, I included calling Archangel Michael and cut your ties. Once you've cut your ties, then you've got to start to build a stronger connection with your guides. And the way you do that is just allow yourself to feel what's around you. Let go of needing to hear your guides, see your guides, know their names. Sure, maybe over time that's important, but actually right now it's not. What's important, you just slow down, you listen, you feel what's around you, what's inside you. A lot of the time your intuition is coming from your guides anyway. But a simple exercise to connect with your guides is just to close your eyes and just feel the energy around you. What's on your left-hand side? What it makes you feel? What's on your right-hand side? Do you feel a tingle? Do you feel hotter, colder? Do you feel the love that's around you? Just getting used to feeling the energies around you, trusting your intuition, is a beautiful way to open and build a strong connection with your guides, with the energies and vibrations around you. And if you want to work on that even further, Akashic Records. You can book a reading. Part of what I try and do is connect you with your guides, but also teach you. If you want to learn how to open your own Akashic Records, which really is a journey of your soul, then reach out. I love doing that. I love adding giving you a new modality of connecting with your guides. The Akashic Records have allowed me to build such a deeper connection with my guides. Journey to other realms. It's beautiful. I feel so blessed with the records. And by the way, if you are looking for a mentor, like I was talking about at the beginning, right now I include Akashic training in my mentorship. Instead of a 12-week, it's a 14-week program. So it's a beautiful time to do the program. I love it. I love working with people one-to-one. I really do. It's like a soul contract. You give me access to your energy, your vibration. We do 14 weekly sessions, but you also have access to me via WhatsApp, and I tap into your energy. It's a partnership. It's a collaboration. But going back to the topic, it really is a trust. And like I said, just because you feel it's slow, doesn't mean that it's slow. And not every closed door is a rejection. It's like sometimes we get frustrated because, again, we feel like doors are closing on us. But every closed door is an opportunity to create something else. And again, what if the universe is protecting you? What if the universe is removing people from your path because they're not meant to be in the next phase? This is why I asked you to really kind of challenge yourself about who's in your world right now. And by the way, I get it's uncomfortable. Because if some people have been in your life for lifetimes, for years and years, and there's me telling you, trust your intuition. Your intuition is telling you that they don't serve you anymore, then that's hard. But again, it's like if you cut the ties, you cut the energetic cords. What you're doing is you're creating a void for new vibrations, new energies to come in. They're here for you for the next phase. Because sometimes when you have people around you, you're carrying them. And this is a phase you can't carry people. It has to be all about you. You're not being selfish by prioritizing you. Again, what if you've been prepared for something so much bigger? And all of this, clearing your path, cleansing your energy, it's almost like you're in training for whatever's coming next. How does that even feel to you? And again, just like I said last week, small aligned actions is really the phase. I don't really believe this is a phase for massive action. I'm actually recording this on the Sunday, actually the day after the new moon. And new moon is a powerful time to manifest. And I still feel like we're in the new moon energy. So if you listen to this on the Monday, Tuesday, you can still feel the new moon. But for me, this is so much bigger than just this Saturday's new moon. I feel like I said, energetically, it's a powerful beginning. And here's the other thing to remember: you can't force yourself. If you're not fully aligned with whatever the next step is, then maybe that's why they delay. But here's the other thing is, sometimes we feel like we need to be fully healed. But I don't really believe we're ever going to be fully healed. Healing is a lifetime thing. It's like the day I feel like I'm not expanding, I'm not learning, I'm not growing, it's probably the day I leave this realm. I always see myself as a student. Whatever happens to me is like, oh, isn't that curious? Isn't that interesting? I wonder what that's teaching me. And that's what my mentor, my friend Sidra, who's one of my guides now, because she's left this realm, she always taught me, she's like, yeah, be a student. And when you become curious about what's happening to you rather than being in victim mode, things do shift. You know, and as we start closing out this episode, maybe it's a good reminder that maybe right now feeling uncomfortable is exactly what you're meant to feel. And the other thing I should have mentioned is, you know, when I talk about small aligned actions, I want you to pick actions that are uncomfortable because that's what expands you. I really feel like we're being pushed to be seen and to be heard right now. So what does that mean to you? What can you do to be seen, to be heard? Your voice is important. So what does that mean to you? And by the way, when I talk about being seen, being heard, it doesn't mean that for everybody you need to be seen by thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. Maybe just the one person. Where are you not speaking your truth? And by the way, speaking your truth doesn't mean speaking aggressively. It means speaking from the heart, but saying what needs to be said. Again, you've outgrown the version of you. This is why I feel so uncomfortable. The version of you that was, you've outgrown that version. But what if that version was the one that kept settling, kept shrinking, kept surviving, explaining or abandoning who they really were by staying programmed, by staying in the familiar? And by the way, this journey can feel lonely. This is why finding your soul family, letting go of those that no longer serve. And by the way, that includes, and I talk about this quite a lot, but your blood family. You picked your blood family to expand you, not always to love you. Your blood family are not always here to love you. By the way, that includes partnerships, relationships. Just because you've been with somebody X number of years doesn't mean they're part of your future. And again, I know that's hard. But this phase we're in right now is all about new beginnings. And that could include partnerships, it can include business, it can include what you do on a day-to-day basis. But you have to decide for you. You have to stand in your power. If you pick a mentor or a guide, don't pick somebody who tells you what to do. I don't tell people what to do. Intuitively, I'll give you nudges, I'll give you hints. I'll guide you to your answer, to you. But everything you need is inside you. What a guide, a mentor does is guide you to you. The thing is, the reality is you've outgrown your old life. But your new life's not ready, which is what I talked about last week. And if you haven't listened to last week's episode, please go back and listen to it. Because I do feel this time is really sacred. But you're not lost. You're not lost. You're exactly where you're meant to be. But it also means your soul is asking you to stop trying to go backwards. The old version of you that maybe you oh my God, life was so good when this happened, when that happened. You're looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. That version of you doesn't exist anymore. You can't go back to that version. You can't go backwards. You'll be guided to you. This next chapter isn't about becoming someone else. It's coming back to you. The one that's not programmed, the one that doesn't live in how their parents want them to live or how the programming or, kind of what your culture is. It's more at a soul level. Your soul doesn't have a religion. And to trust what no longer fits and let it go. Trust what your body is telling you. Listen to you. Our physical body is so powerful. It's the vehicle for us in this lifetime. So listen to it. If you feel uncomfortable, trust the discomfort. But also, what is your body telling you? Because you know what? Sometimes you have to go through rebirth. Sometimes everything needs to be broken apart before it's rebuilt. So if you feel like your world's crashing around you, if you feel like you no longer belong, if you feel like something is missing, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. This phase is uncomfortable. Because it's breaking down all the parameters, all the characters, all the programming you've been holding on to. But it's a time for you to stand in your power. It's a time for you to have uncomfortable conversations that feel right. It's time for you to speak your truth. And remember, you're meant to be here. You're a powerful being. Your soul has been through so much to be here. So honor your soul, honor you, stand in your power and speak your truth. And you know what, from this episode, if you've come to this point, let me know what aligned action you're going to take. DM me. I will definitely respond. What does that aligned action look like for you? And please, if I can help, let me know. Book a free discovery call. If you're interested in what I know, what I can do to guide you, then I'd love to talk to you about it. You know, I sometimes get the message, I want to know what your price is and all that before. Book a free discovery call. Let's talk anyway. And the other thing that you could do is have a beautiful membership group. I met with them on Friday, and some of this conversation, some of the whatever's channeled today, comes from that conversation I had with them on Friday. Everything's aligned. I am sending you so much love and light. I'm asking your guides to shine their light even more. I'm asking you guys to show up and show up for you. I'm asking your guides to create magic moments for you. And I'm asking you, your soul, your human, your spirit, to really choose and feel the beauty, the love that you are. I'm asking your human to trust, your ego to trust, and not want to control. And I'm giving your spirit, your soul guide to lead. This is a beautiful phase. And yes, it's meant to feel uncomfortable. Thank you for allowing me to hold your space. I love you guys. Thank you. Sending you so much love and light. And I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.